So in our lab, like in our lab or in real time also, like once you deploy vCenter, that will be running on the ESXi host, right? So make sure it is powered on. vCenter is powered on, okay? And then log into the vCenter. In real time, it will be 24/7, it will be running. In our lab, it will be shutting out in the evening, right? So you have to make sure first log into the 240 ESXi host, then make sure VC and DC are powered on. Then only you will be able to log into the vCenter. So once you log into the vCenter, as of now, nothing is here. Okay. So the start one, VC SVIT This is the vCenter name that we have given yesterday. Okay, we have given 210 and VC01, but we replaced with the original one that was only for our lab. Okay, so VC01. So this is the vCenter. As of now, nothing is here. You log into this vCenter. Okay. So here there are many. First thing itself, if there are any issues inside this vCenter, it will display main information. Like it is showing the license will expire soon. We will have 60 days of free license. We can test all the VHS for 60 days. That's fine for us. So we'll close that message now. Now menu button. Here many tabs are there, different VHS which are integrated with vCenter. We can manage like auto deploy, we realize operations. So different things we can manage from this bar. Okay. So but these multiple things, like during storage, we will work with this storage view. During networking, we will work with network view. Okay. While working with virtual machines and template, we have already discussed from this template view like that. And administration tab, some more initial things that should be done from the admin page, we will do here. So we will learn about these options later. Okay, during advanced topics, we will see at the end of the course. Okay. So, update manager, we have a separate one-day topic about this update manager. We'll discuss about this update manager later. Okay. So default view, when you log into the vCenter, first thing, host and cluster. This is the default view. Once you log into the vCenter, our work will be from the host and cluster view. That view you can see here also. This is host and clusters, VMs and templates, storage, network. 4 different views. Normally, we work with host and clusters view. Okay. When you want to work with templates, you go to virtual machines and templates view. When you want to work with storage, go to storage view, network view. Okay. 4 different views which you see here. So default view is host and clusters. And if you want to search any object within this vCenter, here is the global search. Here you can click on search for the whatever the object. Let's say I want VM56, where it is. Start typing it. Wherever it is inside this vCenter, it will display here. Any object, not only virtual machine, not only host, data store, network, whatever the component, template, anything, you can search here using this global search. And refresh, instead of using this entire page refresh, okay, so you can just click on this refresh. So within this inventory, it will be refreshed. So make a habit of refreshing this one instead of this refresh. Okay, just refresh this one. And here, if you click on this question mark, you can see something about help, VMware Cloud, and about vSphere. So if you want to know what version of vCenter we are using, here you can see 6.7. Okay. Not only any VMware product, if you see here about, if you click here, we can get the information about version and some more their trademark information. So we don't need to worry about that one. So this one is enough for us, version. Cloud, if you click on it, it will take you to the documentation, VMware documentation. Okay, so help also, it will take you to the documentation. So it will be useful for people like us when we are beginner, right? We are just learning vSphere, right? So you can see some technical information about that VMware vSphere, why we use some more in documentation you can learn from VMware website. But nobody prefer to go from here. But if you are interested, normally you can. And here, which user have we logged in? We logged in with administrator at vSphere.local. This is the local domain. In real time, we don't use this local domain at all. We will have separate username and password to log in. If you log in with your username and password, it will display that username here. So here it shows which user have you logged in. Normally, if you want to close this window, normally we just close it, 99% cases. Nobody will clean exit. Okay, but if you want to clean exit, make a habit of logout. If you close it also, someone look at your vCenter, they feel that you are without logging off, you can just close it. But it's not a problem. That was not at all a problem. If you want to change the theme, click on switch theme. It will go to the dock view. Okay, so preferences, you can change this layout, time format, language, console, okay, inventory, whatever it is. Fine. So like, if you want to change, you can change as per you. Feedback. If you want to give any feedback to the VMware company itself about this product, okay, you can report from here itself. If vCenter has internet connection, this information will directly go to the VMware company about this product. Let's say you notice some bug in the product. There was supposed to be next button, but it is missing. Okay, or maybe there is supposed to be close button, but that is not visible. Just example that you can report. You can write it here. There is a close button missing when we are clicking on some whatever the migration, whatever the task that you can put it here. But normally nobody uses this one also. Okay, and here host and clusters, VMs and templates, storage and network, 4 different views we work. So we work with storage view, network view, and we work already tested with VMs and templates. We can see templates from this view only, and this regularly we are using. And here, if you select the vCenter name, here also it will display the name and actions tab. Actions tab and right click both are same. If you right click on this object, whatever the options that you see, okay, new data center, folder, license, whatever it is. If you click on actions also, it will be same, exactly the same. It's kind of shortcut only, so there is no difference. If you right click here also, and if you click on actions also, both does the same job. Okay, no difference. Okay, so we'll see like when we use these options separately. And these tabs are important not for vCenter. vCenter level, we never work with any of these tabs except this alarm definition and permissions. Permissions and alarm definitions only we define at vCenter level. Rest of the things we normally don't check anything here. But some reason, if you want to check how many clusters are total there, you can see here. Okay, how many hosts or data centers you can see. We'll discuss these tabs anyway. So again, VMs, store, data stores, everything, it will display from one tab itself here. But normally we don't work with vCenter and tabs, except this permission, once in a while in permission, and once in a while about alarm definitions. We will see what is alarm, how to define it. Okay, so these tabs only we will see from the ESXi host level. We'll see those tabs, then it will be easy here. And if you see, this is like recent task view, whatever the task we are performing in this vCenter, not only you, even if some like your colleague or somebody from Windows team or Linux team, if they are working on anything, that will be displayed here to you. Everybody, every log will be displayed to everybody. Okay, whoever logged into this vCenter and working on right now, that tasks will be visible here. And these tasks will be displayed only for some time, and after that it will they will be disappear automatically. But still, see now, just now automatically they disappeared. Okay, we removed it once we logged in, but now it is automatically, maximum it was less than 5 minutes. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes these are disappear, but they will be available here. If you go to task and events, whatever the tasks which were disappeared here, they will be available here. Maximum 100 to 200 logs will be available here. Recent 100 to 200 logs. Here you can see 100 logs. If you scroll next, again 100 more will be there. Okay, so recent tasks will be available here, so you can understand who is working on every object. Okay, yesterday somebody was asking like how to understand if somebody has powered off a machine and what time he has powered off. Okay, you come here, Go to monitor tasks. Here you can find that object. If not, filter also. Okay. Okay. If you click on remove, there is only one task, which was removal task. Okay. Remove data center. So somebody deleted this data center, which was named as Bangalore, and what logged in with admin account. In real time, you will not have access. You will have access to administrator account, but you are supposed to log in with your individual account. So their individual name will be listed here. So we can clearly understand who has performed and at what time also. And if you say I did not do that, and if your log is clearly mentioning your name, definitely something wrong. Okay, either you did it and you are not say accepting it, or maybe you have shared your password with somebody and they are doing it. Okay, so you should never share your password, even with your manager, even if the company CEO. Don't share your password with anybody at any situation. Okay, that's violation of company policies. Even if your company CEO is messaging you on chat, can you give me your password? Never share. Okay. So here you can see what time they have performed that and who has performed and what task it was. Recent on task. Here it will be disappeared quickly. And alarm, same thing. If you see vCenter, monitor and triggered alarms, those things only will be displayed here. Alarms, which are active alarms. Alarms, we have a separate topic. During advanced topics, we'll discuss this. Okay. If you go to recent task, here again you can filter all tasks or only show me only running task or show me only failed task. You can filter it out here. Okay. Normally we set it to all and we leave. Normally we don't. If there are too many, if you want to see only running one, select running one. Ongoing tasks, you can select. You can see it will show only the ongoing in progress tasks from this vCenter by any user. That also will have the same format like this here. Fine. So any question from here as of now? Anyone? Data center, we should understand next thing, something called data center. It's a physical building, same, we know the building, right? So where normally the company's server, storage, network equipment, network switches are placed. Physical servers, storage devices, network devices, all these physical devices, physical server. If you have like let's say 100 ESXi machines, okay, there will be 100 physical servers, then storage devices, network devices to connect together. All these devices together, they will place in a secure building. That building will be very, very secure. Okay, so normally people refer it will be built with a military grade security features. We know military area like the campuses and all house much securities. Everywhere there will be thorough check. Okay, very strict policies will be there. The same way here also data centers are very critical because the entire company's data will be there. So normally even company CEO also normally will not have access. If need for some reason, he will be given access. So the team who is working in that building, who is responsible to take care of this physical servers, connect the cables, hardware replacement, there will be a separate team. It's called data center team. Okay, the person who is sitting in the building and working on these things. So those team only will have the members in that team only will have access to that building, that specific room. It's called data center. Secure building to place physical servers, storage devices, and network devices together. Okay. So our team, VMware team also, if needed, you are allowed to go. Okay, if you go there, like normally that team members will give you access, then you can go and work with your physical servers. But normally we will not have any chance to work with this data center directly with physical servers at all. Depends again. Okay, so if you are working with some company, if that company has a data center in the same building or in the same city, when that company purchased a new server, then you may need to go physically and connect cable, configure ID rack for the first time. Then you can remotely work with initial things. If there is no data center team, if your team is only responsible, then you can go and check. But again, like there are people with 15 years of experience who are working on Windows or VMware, Linux, whatever it is, but they never get a chance to see the physical servers. They are expert in that subject, but practically there is no need to go to data center. Maybe they are working for remote client always. We don't need to go there and check. Okay. So few people will get chance to work with that. So when I was working with my previous company, there was data center. When we have to install new server, we go to that room and install. Okay. So like that. When ID rack was not configured, we go and configure ourselves and then access remotely. When we go and configure first ID rack, then go to again to my desk and I'll work from there using ID rack. So like that depends on, we can say like whether we get access or not. But that building is called data center. All these physical servers, storage devices, network devices placed together. Okay. Here also in the vCenter also we cannot directly add ESXi host. If you see right click on this, or even if you click both are the same, right? So you can't see add host option at all. Then how to register our ESXi host here? Okay. After installing an ESXi host, you need to register with vCenter also. To register, there is no option at all. But if you create a data center, then you can add ESXi host. Data center is mandatory to add host. So like physical servers, we cannot place wherever it is, right? We will place in a separate secure building. Here also this virtual data center, it's called virtual data center. Normally the data center name will be the name of the city where it is placed. Okay, something like in our lab, in our case, it's Bangalore. So we created a data center called Bangalore. If I have one more server in Hyderabad, I'll name it as something like this. So normally the data center refers to the physical, I mean city name where the physical servers are located. Now, if our lab is exists in both Bangalore and Hyderabad, I'll add the ESXi host which are placed in Bangalore under Bangalore data center, which are placed in Hyderabad data center. I will place it here. Okay, normally in real time we manage like that. This will be 90% cases. It will be city name only. Wherever that data center is located, that city name. Okay, major city name will be listed, will be named here. Clear? Data center. But we have nothing to do with this data center, but it is mandatory to add host. If you right click on data center, now you can see add host. Okay, so these are all the same tabs that we see from vCenter and also from the host that we will discuss later. In day-to-day job and data center, we will not have anything to do work on daily basis except the adding the host. Now add host. We have ESXi machine 192.168 1.240. Or normally its name also you can give. In real time we give name instead of IP address. We use name, but DNS record should be created. So we'll verify if our DNS records are created. We can add with the name itself. Okay. I just log into the DNS server and see our ESXi host records are created or not. This is our DNS server. Log into this machine. Where can I check DNS records? Help me with the navigation. Yesterday we discussed about it. Server manager, tools, DNS. Or else there is a shortcut using command prompt also we can check, that I will explain you later during DNS topic. Okay, because here itself we can go to under DNS forward lookup zone SVIT, the domain name SVIT lab. Here you can see where is 240. Here it is 240. There is no duplicate entries. 240. It is named as ESXi. Or else the other shortcut I was saying, open command prompt quickly. NS lookup space that IP address 192.168.1.240. If you enter IP address, it will display name and IP both together. It is records are created with ESXi.SVITlab.net. Then this is the so DNS records are there. We will add with a name itself, just ESXi. Next, username, root, and password is Windows 123 at the rate. In our lab, that's common password. Summary of the information. It's a Dell server R320 model. It's running with ESXi 6.5 and some virtual machines are also there because these VMs are created by previous students in the lab. Already VMs are running and we know that our vCenter is also running here only. So that's fine. If it is a brand new, normally there will be no VMs. If there are VMs, it will display here. That is fine, not a problem here. Add. So evaluation, it's a trial period. Okay, 60 days. We can test all the features for free. After 60 days, you have to buy license from VMware. But 60 days is enough for us for our labs. After that, we will format and install again. Again, 60 days we can work. Okay, so in real time, we need to buy license. If some company is using this vSphere product, they should buy license. Okay, evaluation, that's fine. Lockdown mode, and it's there from like 25 years. It's not because of like recent days lockdown mode that we hear outside. Okay, so if you enable it, okay, normally we'll see that there will be three different ways to manage the ESXi host. If it is ESXi somewhere and your laptop is here, okay, so your vCenter is also here. Here it is admin. We are connected in the network. Now from here, from our laptop to the ESXi machine, there are three different ways. One is using a web browser, directly you can connect. If the host is registered with vCenter via web client, directly you can log into vCenter and you can see the ESXi host. And there is another method using command line method. It's called PuTTY. We will discuss what is this later. It's a command line interface. It's a GUI, graphical interface. This is also GUI and it is web client. With our web browser, we can connect. Three methods are available directly if you want to connect to an ESXi host. Right now also, we connected to the host directly using 240 here. And we connected to vCenter, here also we can manage. And there is one command line tool called PuTTY. From here also we can connect. Three different ways. If you disable here, lockdown mode and click next, we are allowed to connect using all the three methods. You can connect directly, you can connect via vCenter, you can manage via PuTTY also. If you make it normal, then this will be blocked. That means we cannot connect to the host directly using this web browser. We cannot connect like this. Then we left with other two options only, via vCenter and via command line tool we have to connect. Okay, and if you set it to strict, okay, we are not allowed to work with this method also. Via vCenter only we have to manage. If you set it to strict. So very common interview question, what is lockdown mode? If you enable it, it will not allow us to directly connect to the host using web client. Just simple word you can say. Then we have to manage only via vCenter and PuTTY. Like that you have to say in just one word. So interview question from today's topic is lockdown mode. Okay, so now Here, what is lockdown mode? So if you enable it, it will not allow us to directly manage the host using web client. We have to manage only from vCenter and putty tool. If you set it to strict, even putty tool will not. Host is accessible only via vCenter. So DCI is stopped. Fine. So normally 90% cases nobody will enable it. It will be disabled only. We have options to manage any method. Fine. So that's it. Finish. Summary. So the recent task you can see here, add standalone host to the Bangalore data center. It's in progress, initiated by administrator. It's at 80%. Here you can expand. Expand means this small arrow is there, click on it. It's added. You can see ESXi.SVIT is added. Expand, you can see if there are any VMs running on. Remember, this server is now, while looking at the data center, while looking at this structure itself, we can understand that it is located in this city. In real time also it will help you if you know this architecture. If it is under this data center, that means this server is located in this DC. Fine. Any questions as of now? Fine. Next, if you select, if right now itself everything is GUI only. Even first day I would have told you there is no coding involved. It will be GUI interface, some blah blah blah. It's the same like we are managing using with mouse itself. Most of the cases, usage of keyboard is very less. Okay, our day-to-day work also will be from this interface itself. So select the host and these 8 tabs we should be good at. Okay, our daily work will be from these tabs only. If I ask you to do something, you should be able to directly navigate to that particular path. So if you know what comes under each tab, it's more than enough. You will be having good enough confidence to manage this product. All the thing is you should know, if I ask you to, can you give permission to one of the new user, you directly go to the user, please symbol, you should be able to give permission like that. That's what we are trying to learn. But it is GUI only, like, so there is no command. The commands will be there, but very less, even not even 3% of our daily work. Okay. And if you see this ESXi host, many tabs are there. We'll understand. And these are virtual machines. While looking at this icon itself, we can understand that these are virtual machines. And if the green color play button is enabled, that means it's powered on and running. If it is plain blue like this, powered off. Here also you can clearly show you as powered off. Okay, virtual machines. And virtual machines, if you want to perform anything, right click, select that object with left click, highlight on it, click on it, again right click. You'll see many tabs. We will understand all these tabs separately. As of now, clone also we are aware of template also. Under template, both options we are aware. Okay, so like that. So based on situation, we will be familiar with all the tabs. And few things you can directly understand also. Rename. That means this machine will be renamed. Something like this. You can rename also. So just try to right click and try to test all these options. But not on VC and DC. Rest, if you want, you can create your own VM and practice all the things. Don't touch DC and VC. They are very important. Okay. So rest anything, if you want to test from now, it's time to start your R&D. So try to check each and everything. But important topics, like whatever the topics we are covering, we will go through this each option separately. Okay. Power activities, click on power, power on, power off, power off, all other options will be displayed here. If you right click or if you click on actions, both tabs will be same. Clear? Actions and right click both are same. And another blind navigation, if it is VM related task, it will be right click. If it is host related task, select host and it will be these tabs. Default in day-to-day work, if you want to do something on the host, select the host, go to these tabs. If it is virtual machine related, select, right click. Normally, like the regular blind navigation, but it depends on the task, we manage with these tabs also. If you know ESXi and these 8 tabs, you can manage all other virtual machines also will have the same tab. Summary, monitor, configure, permissions. Same tabs will be available here as well. Same task. And if you select data center also, same tabs. If you select vCenter also, same but few more extra. Okay. Are those extra things we will understand later during advanced topics. In day-to-day job, if you know these 8 tabs and sub tabs, more than enough. We will have more work from monitor and configure because a lot of options inside them each. Monitor and configure. Rest all will be simple only. And in fact, these 3 tabs you have nothing to do also. There is no option at all. Okay. So max you should know updates, configure and monitor. Summary, nothing will be there. These 3 tabs and sub options, sub tabs, we will be good enough to manage this product. Okay. That means when I ask you to do something like related to storage, you should be knowing like configure under storage, you can do some task. If it is network, under networking. Okay. Again, we will not be handling all these options. You don't need to worry about this. Okay. We will not be working with all the options also. Only few things. Okay. DC means that in our case, domain controller. It has a DNS and domain feature inside installed. Domain controller. In other words, when you are referring to virtual machine or physical machine with a DC, it's a domain controller machine, very critical for our infrastructure. And in some cases, this data center, right, we call DC only, like go to DC and insert that CD, go to DC and replace memory on a server. In that case, DC means data center. Okay. So when I say like related to physical task, let's say we need to go to DC and insert a new server today. That means building. I'm referring to specific data center. In normally, if it is related to VMs, can you power up that DC machine? That's VM data center. Sorry, domain controller. 2 things and lockdown mode. So I'll go here, configure and security profile. Lockdown mode as of now disabled. Edit, I'll say normal. That means it's enabled now. It is not still reflecting, right? Click on this refresh. Don't refresh this one. Now it is showing this task is completed and it's enabled. Now I'll log into the ESXi using its IP directly. Will it allow me or not? Lockdown mode is enabled. I'm trying to connect to the host using web client. Will it allow me or not? Remote. I have enabled lockdown mode. I'm trying to connect to the host directly using web client. See, even it's not allowing me to type anything here because lockdown mode is enabled. If I disable, okay, I'll go now and disable from the vCenter here and disable. Disable now. I'll refresh same page. See, I can connect now because it has a cache password. Like recently I closed the window, so it allowed me to log in now. Okay, that's the difference, Shahid. You were asking, right? Is it clear now? Yeah, thanks. Fine. So, and also like if I'm the interviewer for you, like definitely I lost. By mistake, I have enabled lockdown mode while adding the host. I want to disable. Where can I disable? It's not a regular task. Even if you are kind of like clicking on next guy, okay, next thing, you will not be knowing this where it is. It's under security profile. So definitely I'll ask where I have to disable. So log security profile, edit and disable. Remember the path as well. But it's not like regular thing, so don't need to worry about it. This is the navigation. You can enable or disable. Now select the ESXi host, summary tab. Here, if there is any active issues, alerts triggered on this. Right now it is showing power status, motherboard status, some issue it is showing. Okay, that you can see from here itself if there is any hot alerts activated on the server. And what version of ESXi along with build number, this is called build number, is running. And what hardware it is, what is the processor running in it. Okay, we'll discuss about this logical processor later, sockets and right now active usage, CPU usage, memory usage, hard disk usage of the server. So that information you can check from here. If you want to know what hardware your customer is using, summary tab, here you can see which model it is and what is the configuration also. It is having 48 GB RAM and processor is this one, Intel Xeon E5 processor. Okay, so hardware specifications and real-time usage of the memory CPU you can verify. Also ESXi version you can check from here. It is right now when you see any icon with this specification, okay, like this computer front-end icon, right? That's a ESXi machine. When you see any ESXi machine here, definitely there will be one physical server. Right now it is in Bangalore data center. There is one physical server. If I have something in Hyderabad, that I can add it here. Right now, I don't have anything in Hyderabad data center. Okay, so there is power outage here. I can proceed with other tabs now. But let's see. So here, monitor tab. Normally, we can see if there is any active alert, memory alert, CPU alert, anything triggered. You can check from here. Hardware status also. It was showing some board issue, right? Motherboard issue. Then go to monitor and you can check that hardware, which component it is failed. Now I need to go to the market and buy a similar hardware and replace. It should not show board issue. When it showing like board issue, definitely either something like inside that motherboard is crashed. I need to check what component is failed and need to replace now. Okay. Configure, here we will have more work every day. Like 50% of our work will be from the configure tab. We will see that later. Okay. Storage and network and other things we will be managing from the configure tab itself. Permissions, once in a while, if you want to give permission to a new user or new group who joined recently, we manage from permissions tab. This will be once in a while. It's not a regular task. Okay. Now the navigation will not work because the server is down. So here if you select ESXi and goes to virtual machines tab, you can see what VMs are running on that particular ESXi. If you select data center and goes to VMs tab, it will display VMs from all the ESXi hosts. Okay, if you select host and go to VMs tab, only from that host you can see. Okay, whatever the right click task that you can do from the virtual machine here, the same task you can do from virtual machine, right click here also, say both are same. If you right click on VM here, if you right click on VM from this VMs tab also same. And data stores, storage partitions which are connected to this ESXi will display here. Networks the same way, it will just display, we can't do anything from here. If you want to do anything related to storage and networking, we go to the configure tab and work. Someone confirm me, like you guys still can hear me? There was power outage, I'm not sure if I'm still connected or not, so I want to check. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Fine. So storage and networks, we have nothing to do with these tabs. We can just verify from here, but we have a separate 2 days topic about storage and 3 days topic about networks. We will understand these tabs separately later. Which we manage from configure storage tab will display here. Which we do from configure networking tab will display the answer here. Networking under networks. And updates, this tab is used to apply patches, to upgrade from one version to another version. It will be 1 day topic about updates. Okay, this updates tab. We will have complete 1 day topic about this updates. So these are all the tabs normally we use frequently in day-to-day job. అడగాలి కదా డిస్ప్లే లైక్ Okay, this once you work something on configure storage tab, it will display the answer on data stores. If you do something on configure networking tab, it will display answers in networking. And updates, it will be one separate topic, 1 day topic, updates about updates. How to upgrade from ESXi 6.5, right? Right now it's 6.5. How to upgrade it to 6.7 or 7.0? That will comes under updates. It will be 1 day topic. We have to discuss later. Okay, these are all the 8 tabs, out of which we will have more work on monitor, configure, and updates. Rest of the things, it's not like regular things. Okay. Any questions from this interface? Okay. Now it's time to start working on labs. If not started already, at least start now. Now you should be able to manage. I'll write the options here. So our vCenter IP. Take a photo with your mobile, and it will be handy for you, because even if you work with remote labs, when you are working on like any desk or team viewer from remote location, this information will be helpful. vCenter IP is 192.168.1.200 in our lab. Username to log into the vCenter. Administrator, but we will give this your specific username. Until then, use it. It's peer.local password. Windows 123 ESXi password. 192.168.1.240. User always root password. Windows 123 These are the 2 usernames and password you should know. When you are working with vCenter, this is the IP, username and password. ESXi, username, IP, username and password. Take a picture. Anyway, I'll be sending this picture to your WhatsApp group. And many of you like missed or maybe joined later and you missed the option about labs. So for those, I'm explaining again how to you connect to the labs and start working on them. Okay, there are different, like when you're learning on vSphere, lab is important. And what are all the options available as of now? Okay, with our lab or without our lab, what are all the options? So, but lab is very important, even if you're learning anywhere, like, okay, lab is very important. So we'll see the lab options available. We have already discussed, like who joined early, they're already aware of it, but I'm repeating again how to access and what are all the options available. If you have a laptop, okay, with 16 GB RAM, i5 or later processor, and hard disk even 100 GB is enough. Okay, so but still it will be very slow. If you have a laptop with this specification, if you want to install everything on your laptop and practice without asking anyone's help, if you want to install everything in our laptop, at least from this brand, like Lenovo will give better performance than any other brand, Lenovo laptop with this specification. But even it will not be enough. But if for our lab, one we need one vCenter and two ESXi. One vCenter itself. Yesterday, while installing the vCenter, even if you select tiny vCenter, it will be two CPU and 10 GB RAM. Did you remember? Tiny. Okay, two CPU and 10 GB RAM. So one vCenter itself, it will take that much resources. ESXi 4 CPU and 4 GB RAM. When you want 2 ESXi machine, at least double of it. That means 4 GB RAM plus 4 GB RAM, 8 plus 10, 18 GB RAM you need. And your laptop to work properly, at least minimum 2 GB it's needed. So total 20 GB is needed if you want to work properly. But laptops, maximum we get 16 GB right now. Maybe even there are few with 32 GB RAM. If you have already, that's fine. Otherwise, don't buy. We have different options. This is about just one option. This specification itself will cost you around 50,000, even beyond. Okay? Even nowadays with Lenovo, you are not getting this much specification. Don't spend this much now. It will be too much. Okay, if you want to install all the labs, you need one vCenter, two ESXi machine, and you can practice everything from your laptop itself using uh, Type 2 hypervisor. We have to depend on Type 2, but fine, leave it. Even if you spend so much, and if you install all the lab in your laptop itself, maximum some 70% labs only you can practice. Complete 100% labs in your laptop itself, it is not possible. Example, ID rack. Working with ID rack will not be possible even though you have laptop with this specification. Okay, it doesn't make you complete about ID rack and all other experiences you'll not get. That's fine, you don't need to worry about it. Option 2, VMware HOL. VMware hands-on labs. Many people, the trainers around us, okay, whoever is teaching VMware, they are directing to us this one, HOL. VMware company itself, for people like us who are beginners, who are learning vSphere, right? For them, there is online lab available, but it will be predefined. You can't do anything. The ESXi is already built. Okay, you can't do anything related to ESXi installation. So like that, it will be maximum 30 to 40% only you can work. Only you can complete maximum 40% of the labs or hands-on experience you get. Not even 50%. Okay, it's of no use. But many trainers are suggesting to work with labs on here. If you work on VMware HOL, You have options to work with 40% labs only. In that, how much you practice. Let's say if you dedicatedly work, hard work, okay, so spending 4 or 5 hours per day on HOL, still you have option to work with 40% only. Maximum possibility itself 40%. How much you gain from that? Okay, I do not normally recommend until unless you don't have all other options at all. Okay, that's very less, but still it's free of cost. You can log in with your email ID. You can do for 3 or 4 hours. Then again you can extend and work on HOL labs. But it doesn't make you complete. Okay, with respect to labs. Next, you can come to our lab. We have all the equipment like real time, however the servers are located. Okay, same way we have placed the servers here, network switches. Okay, and we have like 5 systems. All using 5 systems, you can directly connect, and I'll say almost 100% labs you can practice. Whatever the task that relate comes under VMware, you can practice. Okay, all the options we have. Even for a few situations like FC and all, we don't have, but we have alternate methods for it. FC, iSCSI, storage, right? We don't directly get it, but we have alternate methods. But at least as a VMware admin, you can almost 90 to 100% you can practice. Okay, if you are available in Bangalore, if you have laptop or even if you don't have laptop, that's fine. If you have laptop, bring your laptop. I'll show you how to connect, and with your laptop itself, you can access our lab. If you don't have laptop, don't buy again. We will give some system. You can sit there and you can practice. Okay. And don't worry if you are from remote location or even if it is you are from Bangalore, it is difficult, right? Now, let's say if you are in opposite side of city, it will take 2 hours to reach here. It's very difficult in Bangalore traffic. That's fine. Still, you don't need to worry. We have another option. Over Team Viewer or any desk. We will give our lab over internet. If you have a laptop with internet, is more than enough. Have a working laptop with internet. You don't need to ask me like how I have 4 GB RAM. Will it work and all? If your laptop is working and you are connected to internet, you are ready to practice. Okay. So if you have a laptop, any specification doesn't matter. If you have internet connection and laptop is working, that's fine. You don't need to ask me again. And if you're thinking about first option, this is only for this option. There is no relation between this and this. Many people still ask me, I have 4 GB laptop, can I practice and all? Even after explaining this, people are asking. Okay, so if you have a laptop with internet, that's fine. So we will share our lab access via TeamViewer or any desk. So the same way, however you sit in front of machine here from here, it's like that exactly. So 90 to 100% labs are possible. If you see, like here we have explained the lab access. So these are lab. I'll just close this and open. Okay, this is our lab. If you come here directly, you will bring you. If you bring your laptop, you sit here, and we will connect it to our network with cable or without cable. We'll make your laptop connected to this network. From here, you can connect to vCenter and work with it. If you don't have a laptop, that's fine. You sit here. We will give one PC here. From this PC, you can connect to vCenter and host and work with the labs. And if you are from remote, you have to use TeamViewer or any desk. Okay. So you sit here from internet. You have laptop, any laptop, working condition laptop with internet. You are connected to internet. We will give any desk or TeamViewer access. From here, this machine will be reserved for you. Now it's like you are sitting here in front of this machine. It will be reserved for you. No one will access this machine. So from here, you can connect to lab, vCenter, and host. For that, we have given already the username and password, right? Just previous video screen, I have shared the password. So from this machine, open a web browser. enter that vCenter IP, username and password, you will be connected to the vCenter. And it's like this. Right now, power outage, vCenter is not back. Okay, so these are the options available for your lab. So I recommend you to utilize option 3 and 4 based on your possibility. I recommend you to use these options. Okay. And out of the situation, let's say you are not getting lab access to the lab, either it's not possible and you are not getting that 5 machines are occupied. During that moment, try to do HOL. Otherwise, again come back to our lab. Okay, but don't buy a laptop with these specifications now. It will be too much. It's not needed. We have options available if you are using it properly. It's good. Fine. Any questions?